Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Two of Vessels, an attraction. And, whenever this card comes up to me, it's always about, love, relationships, or, attracting that significant other into your life. And, just becoming one and just, falling in love, with who they are, right? And, this comes on the heels of the Six of Vessels and reunion card yesterday. So, there is a lot of emotional energy that is down here. And what I mean by that is water energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 7 cards is all about, the emotional energy that you have. So, here you come out of the World Tree. A little over a week ago, you had that a little bit of a challenge, and then the Four of Vessels just kind of, stuck with you, right? And it was just kind of like, what am I going to do now? And then, the next day, boom, you got hit with that happiness. And ever since that happiness card has hit you, things are just really, taken off. You've got a more stable emotional fortitude going on, okay, within. Your thoughts are more clear. There's a lot more clarity going on. You're thinking of creative ideas, things that you've put off in the past, okay, that are now coming forward. And as a result of that, with the happiness and the joy that are still down here, you're saying, you know what? I want to start attracting, things to me, all right? It's in that kind of like that manifestation mode, okay? And as you're doing that, that's a healing that's coming over you, okay? And with the Six of Vessels, the reunion card, this could be healing a past trauma, okay? It could be healing, a childhood wound, okay? Or, just reaching out to that, maybe that's that person that came back into your life yesterday, all right? You're looking at it saying, you know what? Maybe there were some cross words that were spoken, back in the day. And, now there's a sense of forgiveness going on, okay? And you're looking at that going, you know what? This feels very healing to me, okay? So what you're manifesting and what you're attracting is that exploration of new potential relationships, all right? Where opposites attract, okay? Now, the Two of Stones challenge just fell off. And that can, here you've got two hares fighting for, the right to, the territory so they can mate. And that just fell off. And now you've got the attraction piece, okay, where you're not fighting for that territory, okay? Everything's in equilibrium right now, all right? And that, that spark of attraction, that's there through that reunion piece, it ignites the chemistry between those two people, okay? Whether it's, significant others, relationships, companionships, look at, things at work, right? You can attract others to your project, okay? You can attract others within the, your work cells to do the right thing, right? So it doesn't always have to be about, love and joy and everything like that. But the attitude that you're bringing in is one of happiness, okay? Is one of joy, is one of creativity. Transitioning, that Six of Arrows, right? Reuniting, that Six of Vessels. Maybe it's a time when you guys, worked on a project and everything was successful. And you thought about that, and here's another project coming up. And you're like, you know what? A couple of years ago, so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so, and I, we worked pretty good together. Let's get that team back together and let's be successful at this next phase of this project, right? That's kind of, the attraction piece of it, okay? Plus it's high energy. All right, there's a lot of love going on in this. There's a lot of emotions being poured into cups for each of you to share, right? And it's just those subliminal signals that you're sending out to other people, all right? and looking at the body language, right? And that non-vocal communication on whether or not you want to reunite with them, whether or not you want to heal that relationship, all right? Or they want to heal that relationship. You can tell right off the bat, you know, that if you reach out to somebody, say, hey, I've been thinking of you, and they say, why? That tells you right there that they don't want to have anything to do with you. But if you say, you know, hey, I've been thinking of you lately, you know, and I was wondering, you know, how's life going with you? And they respond saying, you know what? You've been on my mind lately too. There's that attraction, right? It's coming back into your life, right? And that could be for, you know, other lessons to learn for you, you know, going through that reunion phase. You know, it could be that, you know, it's time to heal and move forward and just say, you know what? I forgive you. And just let it go. So that's today's card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck, the Two of Vessels and Attraction. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, and give me a thumbs up. If you'd like a personal reading, check out my stand store down below. And this is D for the Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.